time of the year, we're starting to think about putting some produce, some greens into our greenhouse, and this year we're going to try a few other things to see if we can't extend our season. So you can see behind me here, we had a nice pile of manure, kind of a little compost pile. We just broke it all apart, and now I'm in here actually with the tiller because we're ready to go ahead and till this all up. And the big thing around this area this year, we had a lot of grass that continued to come in. So what we decided to do was we actually shut the greenhouse doors and did not allow the any venting at all. And it actually got to 195 degrees inside the greenhouse. So definitely warm enough that you wouldn't want to be in it, but it also killed all the vegetation that we had in here. So we've got, I don't want to say sterile soil right now because it's, you know, we didn't truly burn it, but we're feeling pretty confident that we killed a lot of the seeds and lots of anything that was able to grow. So now I'm just in here tilling it all up, and then afterwards, if you'll stay with us, we'll take you through the next steps that we're going to do for the long-term setup for our greenhouse. So thanks for watching. We've gone through and tilled it up. It's looking like it's pretty fine. Got a lot of manure and everything mixed in there, and like I told you earlier, it got up to between 195 and 200 degrees in here. And it's so dry, I put on a dust mask. And you can see the dust mask as far as how dirty it is. So we talk a lot about safety here on our channel, and I hope this is one of the pieces that you pick up on. We can do things in a lot of different ways, but if we don't do it in a manner that's going to be safe and then also help my kids learn the proper way of doing things, all we're doing is going to end up hurting ourselves. So when you're doing projects with your family, I just encourage you to think about all the safety features so that way nobody takes a chance of getting hurt. You know, I've got my two little helpers out here today with me. They're not quite 3 yet, but you can see they're out here, and I want to have a fun time with them, and I want this to be a fun experience, and I definitely never want to see them get hurt. So today, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay out a system in the garden here as far as how big we want the rows to be, and we're going to drive some stakes in, and then we're going to take some cedar. We're going to take that cedar and line it up so then that way we can essentially have raised beds and still have walking area inside of our greenhouse. Our greenhouse is 19 by 18. So it's not real big compared to some, but maybe on a later date we'll talk about what costs we have into it, because we built our whole greenhouse for under $200. So anyway, that'll be maybe a different project some other time, but it's one of those things where if you do search out there, I guarantee you can find a cost-effective solution for most things. So again, thanks for watching. We'll be back with you in a little bit. We're back. It's been a good couple hours. Luke and I were able to utilize some of those cedar slabs again that you get from our local sawmill, and I'm sure if you look in your areas, most of them have something similar. So what we've done is we've set up 50% of the greenhouse, and all we're going to do now is replicate. And if you look behind me, so what we've done in the past is what we had was a railroad tie, and that railroad tie I just self-leveled it above the ground. And one of the problems we had last year was actually a little bit of air trying to come in underneath the railroad ties. So we thought this would be a perfect opportunity to go ahead and make the height of our bed the same height as the railroad ties, so it's all level. So it's all level across. And then we came out 24 inches. So that way on this back wall here where it's nice and tall, it's 8 foot tall. If we wanted to grow something tall that would climb or whatever, we'd have the perfect opportunity. Gave ourselves an 18 inch walk pattern. So not only for that, but we figured we could get a wheelbarrow in here if we needed. And then this next bed here, it's just over 12 foot long, and it's 42 inches wide. So we gave ourselves another really nice grow bed. And right now you can see it doesn't have that much dirt in it. It's going to allow us over the years to continue to put more and more manure. So that way we'll go ahead and take some dirt from the taller bed over here, if we need to, put it over here as we're putting more and more manure in. Because like we said earlier, the sidewalls are where the problem is for potential leak as far as air leakage in the winter. So we're taking care of that by what we're doing. And this right here is just going to give us an extra garden bed. And these little boards, they're actually 3 inches or 2 inches shorter than what these are. So we've actually stair-stepped down in the middle to give us just a little easier for working. And you can see how nice and easy this is going to be. A person can kneel in here with very minimal effort, and you can pick any weeds or anything like that, or harvest anything with no problem. You can definitely see I'm sweating. It's 117 in here right now. A little on the warm side. I think it's one of the last warm days of the year. This week's supposed to be one of the last warm weeks of the year. But this is our prime time to get it done, so we're trying to utilize the mornings, but we got into a little bit of afternoon on this one. So tomorrow we'll finish off the other side. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions about our greenhouse, like I said, if you're interested, we can talk about how we built one for under $200. But it's really utilizing your resources and your local vendors in the area that are actually discarding a lot of stuff for waste. So if you got some questions on that, feel free to write them on the bottom, and if we get some inquiries about it, we'll go ahead and talk about the greenhouse. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Shalom.